Hi. Not long ago there was an advertisement on television where a very athletic looking 50-year-old is striding up a moving escalator, and she's saying, well, it won't be long now, superannuation is going up to 12% and I'll soon be able to put my feet up. And I thought to myself, is this her idea of retirement? You retire and put your feet up. Nothing could be further than the truth than that. Retire and put your feet up. You really retire and put your feet up, you'd probably be dead in about 3 or 4 years from boredom. You have to do things in retirement. But what is often painted is a picture which is far more rosier than it really is. Because when we retire, we still have to do lots of things that we don't particularly like doing. Now, if we've been a man going to work and mum's been staying at home doing all the housework, that now has to change. We have to do our share. And there'll be things in that share that we don't like doing. We might have always done the gardening in the past, mowed the lawn, and think, well, that's man's work, paint the house, mow the lawn, do this sort of thing, fix the fence. Now, of course, there's a lot of internal work to be done. The cleaning, and maybe your turn to cook. It's all changing now. Once you retire, it's not the same as before. There are things that you will have to do which you don't like to do. Now, when you were going to work, you might have loved your work. Maybe you didn't. Maybe it's one of those jobs you could hardly get home and think, oh God, roll on the weekend. And there are many jobs like that. Roll on the weekend, sacrificing those precious hours of your life to get an income, to feed yourself and clothe yourself, put a roof over your head. And this is the same with most people. I remember seeing an advertisement once, a cartoon, showed you a traffic jam. And in one direction was an arrow pointing, cradle, and the pointing in the other direction, grave. In other words, from cradle to grave, we commute. Well, once you're retired, you don't normally have to do that. But as I said, there are still plenty of things that you have to do. You have to readjust to other types of work. If you're living alone, of course, you've done all these things anyway. But if you're living with a partner, husband or wife, you now have to adjust, and it isn't an easy adjustment. There are all sorts of little niggling arguments and so forth, who's going to do what and when. But it does settle down, and after a while, each person in that house is an understanding as to what they will do. And if the other person can't do it, then they'll step in and help do it. But as I said, it's not going to be like that agile woman coming up the escalator saying, oh, I'm going to retire and I'll just put my feet up. Not at all. It's not like that at all. Having been retired for the best part of 30 years, yep, the best part of 30 years, 29 years, I can speak with some authority on this. There are vast changes when you retire in the way you look at life, the things you find important, and all that career stuff, that's gone. Nobody cares whether you were the CEO of a great mining company or whether you happen to clean out the toilets. They don't care. Once you retire and you join a group of other retirees, it's just a throwaway line. Oh yes, I used to be the boss of so-and-so. Nobody gives a stuff now. Everybody's equal. Of course, when I say everybody's equal, some people might have more money than others, and they can spend it on different types of holidays. But generally speaking, here in Australia, which they call the Great Egalitarian Society, it doesn't matter if you were the Prime Minister or whether you were actually picking up bins in a truck. You still call people by their first name. That's what I like about Australia. It is truly a great egalitarian society. There may be differences in wealth, but in value, as far as people treat each other, unless they're really sucking up to people, and we always get that, most people treat other people as equals. In retirement, this steps up even further, because you don't have a boss anymore. You don't have a manager. You don't have a CEO. You don't have somebody that you have to report to and do things. Now you are free. But you're not coming up that escalator to put your feet up. You're now a retiree, and you will gradually adjust to that.